Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, game 2 now. Virtus.Pro versus Team Spirit ready to begin. We've seen the two lineups. We've heard from the panel. Certainly with a bit more hope for Team Spirit this time round. The draft's looking a little more even. It makes a lot more sense for Spirit what they have in this sort of current meta. There's no Legion Commanders or so these crazy off-the-wall picks. They've got a Tiny. They've got an Ember Spirit finisher. It all looks nice and well-rounded.
They have stuns. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Interrupts, catch, reach specifically. I think this is a dream Ember game. And if he goes off, they're going to take it. Because when you play against an Enigma, a Storm, a PL, like Ember's got great matchups against all these heroes. Specifically Ember and Shaker. Because while, yeah, you can lock down the Ember, you can take them out. You have the ability to get into the back lines, wreak havoc, and lock those heroes in place so that your strong Terrorblade, Bounty Hunter, etc. can find the kills. And I love Bounty when you pair it with a hero with insane reach like Ember Spirit.
Absolutely. That sort of global presence and sort of pressure that's always going to be there. The VP do have to worry about. If that bounty gets a good few levels to begin with. We'll see how it goes down. As Five already with his eyes on Ramses and Solo around the rune spot. We'll see if he's able to go for a little bit of a bounty rune snipe.
Yep.
Kick this one off.
The only thing they lack is team fight. So Spirit needs to like get ahead, stay ahead, abuse their advantage. This could be rough. Oh, they went for opposite targets.
Well, they did. They sort of split there. Now VP's going to be able to hit back. The Spirit Lance slows out onto Hester Joe. They do want to make sure at the same time they keep control of that room, but they'll be very happy getting first blood for the PL as Ramses will. He claims it. First blood for him. Back to the rune as well. Will Biver be able to steal it? He will. So Biver does get the bounty rune steal. In fact, Spirit as well will take the 2 runes up top. So 3 runes going the way of Spirit. But VP did get first blood there for Ramses PL.
Yep. Really well played. Thing Tiny probably forgot to do is that he has 0 armor. That Dazzle Poison touch, of course, doing physical damage, reapplied every time he's attacked under the duration. And now the Green Storm in the mid lane against the Ember Spirit. This used to be a very Storm-favored matchup, more even from what I've seen, but I think that a good Storm still kind of crushes Ember.
No one is certainly one of the players that comes up when you look up good Storm in the dictionary. So we'll see how well indeed no one can play this matchup.
Like this play from Roger here. You can't pull the first wave anymore, of course, but this is so smart. You don't see many people do this, but he's blocking the easy camp with the Archer because there's not going to be a creep wave for a bit. You'd probably want to pull that on the 115 mark if you're this dire lineup, but won't be able to, and he's going to pull it around in front of the tower, ensuring his Enigma has excellent lane control for the next 2 or 3 waves, and this is all during the duration of Skitter's meta, which is going to then squander the rest of it.
We'll see Biver. Solo's a little low, but he's got the heal. Solo is not a target that Biver can go for at the moment. Still just level 1, of course, on the bounty in these early days at the bottom lane.
Good Dazzle play too. Your heal always procs on yourself, so there's no reason not to just aggro heal no matter what. It's not about radius or range, rather. You just heal yourself at all times. So never want to see you heal yourself if you're a Dazzle.
I'm looking at that middle lane, Carl. It's 11 for 3 on Mr. No One, and he nearly kills 9 as well, as 9 is 4 for 0. Quite the difference already in this mid lane between the 1v1.
Yep, and that's just the Ember's lack of base armor. Your Flame Guard isn't strong enough until level 3 to survive an overload, and it's just a really hard matchup for Ember because Storm also, of course, being a ranged hero, you can harass and play very aggressively. He got double waved initially, and I mean, no one is just an excellent laner and one of the best in the world, if not the best.
Bottom lane, Biver going for a bit of harassment onto Ramses, but Ramses will be fine still, of course, as that Dazzle sitting ready to help him if need be. Top lane, what are we seeing from Pasha? Pasha 4 for 7. He's got a fair few denies, of course, being the Enigma that he is. But CS-wise, Skyder 7 for 4. So yeah, Skyder's definitely suffering in farm because of the pressure of these two, Pasha and Roger, constantly hunting him down. FNG trying his best to trade hits back and farm some of these Eidolons, get himself a bit of extra money, but he takes a lot of damage for the attempts that he makes as Roger gets up close and personal to the Bane.
Look at the CS for this TB, 7 and 5. Yeah. He's got a double wave coming into him, but 2 of those are Eidolons, and you are not feeling good in this sort of scenario. And this is exactly what you want of your VP. Once again, they're trying to...
Oh.
Whoa!
Whoa! Damn!
The aggressive tip as well.
I mean, he could give that out. 9 solo killing no one.
9? I give him a 10 out of 10 for that.
That is pretty damn impressive. At the same time, down bottom, Solo will tick down ahead to Joe. But that solo kill there for 9, that's going to give him a lot of confidence. As no one must have just overstepped the mark. They're making a rare mistake.
Yep, this is what you want. You slow down the TB a bit. Until that point, Storm was winning mid, but Ember is really the story of this game. Ember gets the TB to a point where he can secure the game. So Skitter's going to have to try and accelerate a bit faster. Nine's going to want to get involved once he's level 6, preferably with Bounty coming to his lane first. But so far, Biver not really finding a foothold in the game, just helping out down bottom. But as we just saw, the Tiny did go down. Ramsey is essentially free farming in that bottom lane. Invis now on the Ember Spirit, though. Could be potential to set up a kill here on the Storm.
Quick pause from Ramses. Yeah, we'll see what Nine could do, because got that first kill onto no one, but yeah, still farm very much favoring the Storm Spirit in this mid lane matchup.
It could go either way. Man, this Time's taking so much pressure. I really dislike the boots pickup. I think you want to grab stats, maybe even a ring of protection when you're playing against this heavy physical damage harass as a 0 armor hero.
Yeah, he's mounting to any sort of attempt that Ramses and Solo make. Yeah. Takes a huge chunk of his HP every time that he gets gone upon. And not a lot that he can do to stop them at the moment, just having to sort of sit back, soak up experience.
It is a Dazzle PL lane. This is
it's
effectively
a very strong lane,
unlosable as a lane combo.
Prepare for a lesson.
Mid lane, Ember playing aggressive on the Storm, but no one should be able to finish up level 6 pretty soon. Biver going to be a bit late to this rune. Ramsey's doing a good job. Secures the top. Biver takes the bottom, and they get both runes in the top area of the map as well.
It's just going to be another sort of slow opening to a game for a couple, the couple of cores of Spirit. No, definitely not as slow as last game. They do still have absolute potential to make sort of these movements and plays out of the laning stage. But it's going to be tricky to do, seeing that what we saw from VP in terms of performance and calls and plays that they made in game 1. At least this time, Spirit, they have managed to sort of come out of these early 5 minutes in a pretty decent shape.
6-minute rune coming up soon. Bounty's going to check top. Ember's going to run straight for the bottom rune. Well played. He's going to beat Storm there. Really good movement from Biver. Places those 2 great wards on high grounds as well. Not only is that going to secure a bit of map control, but it's very effective at courier hunting, which is his next task here. Worth about 1.7 hero kills at the moment. There's no reason to do anything other than hunt that courier if you're a bounty here.
Now we'll see if he gets away with it. It's hovering between that tier 1 and tier 2 tower in the mid lane at the moment, Biver. May also set up if they're able to dive in onto the Storm. Obviously going to be a lot harder now, no one. He's got that level 6, so not quite as easy for 9 to outplay him as he did do earlier in this 1v1 matchup.
Still even though, kills aren't so bad when you're out of mana, especially on a hero like Storm. So yeah, he did go down. Will he get this last hit? I think he will. No. Oh, no.
I didn't go for it with the remnant there. Might have had it without extra bit of magical burst.
It's funny, one of the few things that hasn't been changed as far as RNG goes is towers. They still do, is it 90 to 110 or 110 to 130? I don't remember, but there's a lot of variance to the attack.
There is, yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure. I think it is the larger difference, as it really can.
It's just so annoying that sometimes you can kill it. Sometimes catapults die in 3 tower hits. Sometimes they need 1 hit to soften them up and you get the last hit. And sometimes they don't need a hit and you can get the last hit. You just gotta hope.
Mid lane, no one. Trying to go in for the kill here, and he's got it. Oh!
So close.
Yeah, looked like he nearly had that with a sleight of fist dodge, but I believe because what doesn't destroy the projectile still sort of chased him around it and hit him afterwards.
Yeah. It can destroy, but it's really difficult to do it on just the one auto attack on one target.
It's got to be as if you sort of move into the projectile whilst you're sliding, then it will disappear. Well, Biver did try and get the cheeky kill onto no one on his way back to base, but not quite enough damage on that bounty into top lane. Now we're seeing Roger and Pasha do still pretty well, but Skyder, he's got himself ahead of Pasha. But it's still obviously the big difference between Skyter and Ramsey's 1k at the moment between the two carries on both sides.
He's going to get just ult in the face here. He's going to get ult in the face. Byra doesn't have a shuriken.
See?
Yeah,
there we have it. Easy black hole. They'll take it. As you said, they knew Byra doesn't have that point available.
And that's a huge kill as well, and this is the strength. You know, last game they abused the Lich to slow down the Shadow Fiend. This time is the Enigma up in the top lane against the Terrorblade. Once again, just denying Spirit their win conditions free game. And I really like the way they're utilizing this. And he is going to go for the Helm of the Dominator, and Enigma's going to hit a timing. Like, yeah, he might be a little bit behind Terrorblade, but he's going to utilize that gold so much better.
Yeah, which is it. I mean, Hester Joe obviously on the Tiny on the other side on the offlane. He certainly should have the chance to have a much bigger impact than he did with his Legion commanders. He's a Tiny. This hero is fantastic.
Yeah,
but
is it though?
In comparison to Legion Commander,
true.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Still, obviously not. We'll see what Hester Joe can achieve. At the moment, he's still receiving a lot of pressure. This PL dazzle, pulling him a fair bit. But Iva, not quite having the damage there for the courier.
Yep.
As they're hiding it, making sure that he doesn't get that last touch on it. They'll take it straight down to the bottom tree line.
Bounty Hunter needs 63 damage, I believe, to guarantee a courier kill. He unfortunately only has the 58, so a bit unlucky, but still, that's why you see stats picked up at times.
Yeah, I got one lucky with the roll. It's damage at the moment, 51 to 65, so not quite favoured by the RNG. FNG, well, we have to grab the bounty rune, in fact. A couple there for Spirit, a couple for VP. Now, 9, chasing down Roger. And she gets the Fisher off, but should certainly be dead as 9 closes the gap with a quick slide of fist searing chains. Getting himself the kill onto Roger off the back of that rotation. 1,200 gold towards his boots to travel recipe.
Oof, I don't know if I agree with that decision here.
You don't like the bot straight up?
I think you got to be going shreds in this kind of game. You already have a Terrorblade that's going to look to play more passively, you know, scale towards the late game. I think this was the dream game to go the Ana style, treads, Aquila Maelstrom, like get active early, control runes, and scale without being reliant on farming up this very, very expensive Boots of Travel item that also doesn't really give you any damage output, just gives you more movement and flexibility. But if you can't get kills around the map and you're not safe against heroes like Storm, Enigma, Shaker that are eventually going to have those Blink Daggers, I mean, does bots really help you?
Lane 9, talking about the bots boy getting gone upon. And not quite enough damage on no one. The Flame Guard keeping 9 safe. TP in as well from FNG, and Biver is hanging around. No one won't quite be able to get the kill with the DD. This is, he'll continue to secure farm. Solo actually finding Biver there with the dust. He knew that he was around, and that will set up a kill for no one. Does manage to claim the Bounty Hunter.
So clean. The Fisher immediately, the perfect zip from no one, lands the Remnant, gets the kill. Really well done. And up top, you have Pasha just pressuring the tower. Now just ahead of the Terrorblade, now falling slightly behind. But in the meantime, Ramsey's a totally free game. Yeah, Tiny might be close to the Enigma net worth, but he has not done nearly enough to slow down the PL, especially in comparison to Pasha, who's going to take out the safe lane tower too.
Look at the APM. 608. Oh no, I don't quite know how he achieves that high of a number. He must be clicking furious.
I think that number is not real. I don't know how that
so
APM is
if we do
calculated.
608 in a minute, if we do the maths, that's what? 60 per second.
You ever watch?
60. He does 60 actions per second. That's faster than I believe there are server ticks in the game, right? There's
What?
not what?
60 actions per second? What are you talking about?
He does 608 actions per minute. So that means he does 60 per second. Oh wait. We'll do some maths in a minute here, as FNG and Hester Joe are dead. 10 actions per second. Right? Yeah, that's correct. Final it's 10, he does 10 actions per second. Alright, that's achievable. I can believe that. I mean, look at this APM. Look at it go. That's 608 APM for you right there. Triple kill.
Yeah.
He did that
Look
with
at the
approximately 357 actions.
Look at the map control VP all of a sudden has. They're hitting 2 tier 2 towers and the entire team was, for a moment, behind, like, in the enemy third of the map. And Posh is going to escape top. Forces the meta out from Skitter as well. Also, I have watched perspectives of the like incredibly talented Korean StarCraft pros, you know, Flash.
Yeah, what kind of APM do those guys
They're
have?
rocking like 400, okay?
You have to get on no one's level.
They're not, no one is at no one's level. It's not
600.
achievable.
I believe the stats we have is
Yeah.
608 APM, as we saw.
Oh, and oh, and oh.
I mean, I guess maybe if they count sort of like camera movement as an APM, I mean, you know, if you're clicking and button pressing, it all adds up very quickly.
Oh, they need this kill, but they're just not going to get it. A scan comes out, and that's perfect. In the meantime, bottom lane, Ramsey's still pressuring, and look at the vision control they have in that enemy side of the map. It's so easy to play PL under these sort of circumstances. Effectively playing with map hacks.
Yeah, he's having a brilliant time, Ramses. Oh, Fiend script.
They have Grave.
I mean, they're going for it, but they're not going to get it, I don't think. Or if they do, they're going to lose heroes for us. Rogers just kept alive by the Grave. They're going to zip straight in. No one chasing down the Ember Spirit. One more touch will do it. They get 9. They do end up losing Roger, but it's no one that's coming in with a big fat cleanup. As double kill, give him another one. Ramses will take it with the kill secure. Once again, VP giving us a little bit more of what we saw from them in game 1. No hesitation to make these sort of plays when they see the opportunity. May have given up a few more kills than they did last time round, but it's business once again as this game starts to kick off. 15 minutes, 12-4, 7K lead for Virtus.Pro.
They do lose the courier, though.
They lose Solo as well. 9. He's trying to go on him. TPs are coming in. He's got the backup of Pasha. Solo, he can heal himself up. They don't quite have the damage or control to kill the Lonely Dazzle.
I feel like Pasha's got to be one of the most complete players in Dota. There's so few offlaners that can play every style, and he's really excels at the team fight play, more positional based, you know, Crimson Guard
really
pipe
does.
buyers, and he's also an incredible initiator, showing off his prowess with a micro-based hero and Enigma as well. Not many players that can master all three.
No, he's a good lad, Pasha. Very, very strong player. I mean, they all are, but yeah, Pasha. I mean, he's sort of the quiet one, you know. We've seen, you know, all the other players sort of getting handed out these flashy cars. And Pasha, he's just turning up for work. Another day in the office for Pasha.
Yep. And this is the same scenario where, once again, VP's 2 cores are ahead. They're very elusive, tough to kill. You need to invest heavily and get the jump on them somehow, but you've lost map control, and the 2 supports are often off map. Very easy to back up a core if he were to get into trouble, the Dazzle and the Shaker. Blink on Enigma.
Oh boy. Pasha could find the big ones here as Biver. He's not a survivor. Another pick off for no one now in a monster kill streak with his Storm Spirit. Tier 2 towers being taken as well here by Virtus.Pro.
Use Glyph as well. You just go tier 3 here. And once again, look at this graph, man. It's just slow but steady. It's like watching the turtle win a race, except he's got a jetpack on his skateboard.
Don't do that, kids. Peter will come after you. FNG gets the grip. All right. He's got a little too far, no one. He's getting gripped, and with the self-grave Solo, he's not going to save himself. So, hey. Spirits say you can dive into our base, but we will kill you. That's a little too far, boys. VP lose a couple of heroes.
In some ways, it's not worth it, but they get so much damage on the tier 3. Roger was just farming that entire time. That's something we saw on his vintage Sand King back in the day. He would just get active, run around the map for what felt like the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game, and then he just goes off, farms a lane by himself for a few minutes, grabs a blink, and then he's back to getting involved. And immediately Ramses is like, all right, screw you guys, I'm top now. And look at where Spirit's heroes are now placed. Like, everyone suddenly stuck in the base. Just an example of good, not great deaths, but good deaths. They'll be in Valhalla for certain.
Fiverr. Oh. He knows. Drops a sentry as well, just in case Pijamas was moving in the correct direction. Ramses. The Manta style, but do you like this sort of option here from Ramses? You know, we see pretty much all the time Diffusal Blade being rushed as the straight heads of Python, but he saw the chance to get a quick Manta and he goes for it as his
Diffusal, when you were able to purge the Flame Guard, it was a bit better in this sort of matchup. I like the Manta because you're playing against Ember who went bots, so they can't kill your illusions right now. And it gives you a purge for the track and for the Ember chains, which is really the only thing that kills you in this sort of game. And Bane's not going to be able to land a grip on you if you're walking around with 8 illusions at the start of a fight. So I agree with the choice.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, he's in no pressure to sort of be there joining the fights.
Yep.
It's you know, continue with the farm, hit the creeps, play it safe, make sure you don't feed, and you know, you're going to have that Diffusal Blade very soon after it anyway, so the order, not really too much of an issue at all.
I like this too. I think they might be looking to go straight into the bottom and get that tier 3. Gonna clear the wave out first. Don't really need to do this, but they have the Arcane Rune on the Storm. They're gonna pre-weave, and Roger is coming over with the Blink, but he gets jumped.
They got the Shaker.
No buyback, but they get tier 3.
I do. Tier 3 indeed down. Manta Diffusal on the 19-minute Phantom Lancer Ramses. That's Team Spirit. They're trying to fight this. No one comes in with a counterplay. Zips forward, has the grab. That's going to be 9 dead. They've lost the Ember Spirit. Solo kept alive for now by the Shallow Grave. Does have a heal, but a Brain Sap's there from FNG to finish him off. Solo will buy back Pasha. Still looking for the Black Hole opportunity. Joe turns, starts to hit the illusions away with the tree. Metamorphosis is up at the moment as well from the Terrorblade. Spirit can't find anything more out of this. They did lose their Ember Spirit there.
Meta down as well, and that's the big issue with Ember in a game like this, where you got the nice kill on no one, but when you're behind and you have bots, you are about as tanky as a wet pinata. And
wouldn't a wet pinata be harder to break?
Well, that's what he's.
Actually, no, it definitely wouldn't. Well, I guess it depends really on the material that the pinata is made out of.
Yeah.
We don't really
I believe it's usually paper mache.
It is, or papier mâché.
Oh.
If you want to pronounce it like a true European. Oh, hey! They're on Ramses. They've got him. They got the kill. That's a big one. That's a lot of money. Going the way of Hester Joe, VP. Can they find anything retain? See Solo already sort of chasing away the rest of them. No one and Pasha will kill off FNG. The Spirit getting in over to the half of the map. Roger is looking for the Fisher chase down. Sets up for the big zip.
And he still has the regen running now too, because he jukes the stun.
Oh, he does. No one keeping the control high, getting the kill. That's a Bloodstone freshly picked up as well, so he'll straight away add another charge onto it. Regen Rune does get cancelled by the Earner's Shadows.
And one of the rare opportunities, I do agree with the Bloodstone first. You don't need an Orchid to land kills. You already have so much disable, and you're ahead. That's the key.
Oh, yeah. He shouldn't die. Unless, as we're seeing, FNG getting some good Fiends grips off. That is pretty much the biggest threat at the moment for VP. If FNG can get those grips off, they can set up for kills when sort of VP are separated. A little too much across the map, but still, as it is, Spirit are going to need to have a lot more of those. They want to get themselves into this game as they're still behind 16-9.
You really could run a clinic on the way VP moves around the map. That is really where they excel.
Private grabs the Illusion Rune. The pay of his life. Another Bloodstone charge for no one as no one looks to find FNG. Gets the slow. They will take the Nightmare off him there as jump in from Roger with the control. More Bloodstone charges for no one.
They connect so well. They were killing top tower while the Enigma was killing the Shrine. Ramses was bottom, pushes the Ember away, kills a couple creep waves to ensure his tower stays alive. Then he's there to help finish the kill. And now he'll be here to grab the Roche kill. It's just so smooth.
It is. It is. You can't throw these guys sort of off the track. Like, it's very rare. It feels like VP literally have to be having like a bad day with one of their players to have a bad game. Like, there'll be the rare times where it's evident that, you know, no one gets maybe tilted by something in the early stages that happens in the mid lane. But other than that, you know, you get yourselves out of a good lane with the boys on VP, they're not going to crumble. They always have some sort of sense of direction in the games that they play. They never sort of lose sight of the victory.
Yeah, outside of a couple weeks in August, you could argue that they're the best team in the world.
That's true. There's a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. Put exclamation mark Maincast. And you win. I don't even know what we're giving away. I think it's Arcanas. I imagine it's probably what it is. So if you want some Arcanas, go for it.
Vlad told me it was actually
what we got?
A Lamborghini.
Oh wow. I'll take it. I've won it. The results are in. I won. Thank you very much for that. Lamborghini for that. There's Joe. He's rotting away as the PL army absolutely destroys it. The heals as well. That classic combo with the dazzle. That's a huge heal bomb and a half. It's bottom lane. The Racks are in trouble. 9 trying his best to do something to stop the push of the PL. So we're going to this beautiful cinematic mode as we see the bottom melee Racks fall. The zip in from no one as he's ready to try and find some kills. He won't find them as 9 keeps the distance. There's still 20 seconds without Esther Joe. Ramses has got a Reaver on the PL. He's pushing down the middle lane. Another tier 3 tower is taken. There's no one. Sees an opportunity, goes in to play with 9. 9 has got the Remnant prepared and back a base. So 9 keeps himself safe. But the base, it's another story. VP, they've not just managed to find the bottom set of Racks, they're finding the middle. Hester Joe does get the jump in. They'll take down 1, but now no one. He's still got a lot of mana to play around with. They can't quite finish off the Storm Spirit. No one is fine. As now they're down 2 sets of Racks, Team Spirit. They've got the Fiend script, but there's no one with the counterplay. Zips in straight away as both Skyder and FNG will fall without buyback. 9 throws out a Remnant, but he's already being slowed by the Diffusal Blade. And GG is called. Another clean win for Virtus.Pro, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it from them in Game 1, and we certainly saw it once again from them here in Game 2. As Virtus.Pro, they're certainly back in full form, full action. And even in that game, as we sort of said at the start, where the draft from Spirit was definitely playable, and we did see to an extent them get some of the jobs done. They were finding pickoffs, they were getting kills. But Virtus.Pro looking very hot.
I don't really have much to say. Yeah. The way they move around the map, it's almost as if they all know where each other are on the map at all times. Yeah. It's like watching the Spurs play basketball like 4 or 5 years ago, where like the court vision, you know, where
it's
really just like they all have eyes in the back of their head, and they feel almost the pace of the game, when to move in, when to go back. The way they cast spells in unison is excellent. It's just really a well-oiled machine, and these guys looked unstoppable for the better part of last season. I would not be surprised if they not just dominate this tournament, but maybe continue to do so as the young season gets underway.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we've only just seen sort of a glimpse of what we know that Virtus.Pro is capable of, as they do knock Spirit out of the competition 2-0. They'll be moving forward. We'll see a lot more action from Virtus.Pro as they will begin to get challenged a little bit more as they sort of step up to some of the other teams that have managed to make it through to the next round of this tournament. As we'll look forward to seeing much more action from the boys on VP. But for today, that is the final Dota 2 game. Don't go anywhere, though, as we've got a bit of analysis to come up after the back of this series. 2-0 to Virtus.Pro.